Hey guys, Lady Sky here. I'm sure you all were expecting Sky the Skullbird, but I've taken over his channel again, so try not to be too disappointed. I'm also sick. I wasn't sick the first time I recorded this, but the sound crapped out like halfway through, so here we are. Let's begin. In case you missed my last takeover, my content is a bit different, so I hope you guys enjoy it. A lot has happened in the last week or so, but let's begin with a few stories involving Hollywood and their penchant for sexual assault and rape. I'm sure you all have now heard about Weinstein and his appalling behavior. Well, since then, several others have come forward and named names. I have no idea how true any of the following claims are. I'm not saying they're true, they're not true, I don't know. So I'm simply going to inform you guys about them and then say a few things. First, we have Corey Feldman, which I touched on briefly in my video on my own channel. Feldman has been the cause of much speculation regarding sexual harassment in Hollywood, specifically involving children. Recently, Feldman has received an even larger influx of people asking him to name names and release a statement. Judging by a video Feldman recently uploaded to his channel, he agrees it's time to speak. However, according to the video, and I'll leave a link below for you guys to check that out, he's worried someone will try to silence him. Apparently, police investigated him on drug charges, but found nothing, so his bandmate is prescribed medical marijuana, and a few others take meds prescribed to them as well. Then he claims he was almost run over by 2 trucks speeding toward him in a crosswalk, and a couple band members have quit because they fear for their lives. Considering how Hollywood has covered up things for years now, I can't blame him for being a bit paranoid. He started a campaign to raise money to make a film regarding Hollywood's dirty secrets, and also to hire bodyguards until the film is released. So if you'd like to donate, I'll leave a link below to that as well. And next we have Neil deGrasse Tyson, who was accused of rape way back in 2014 on a blog post. The accusation has been brought back into the light due to all the recent controversy. The accuser, who has never filed any formal charges, is named Takaya Amet, and I will leave a link down below to an article relating to this accusation. Amet claims she was a grad student at the University of Texas studying galactic astronomy, and she claims to be a former student of Tyson's, and that he drugged and raped her. She claims she visited him one day, as she normally did, and accepted a glass of water from him out of a coconut shell cup, but she lost consciousness, regained it briefly shortly after, then lost it again. The next thing she remembers is seeing him in the hallway the next day. She didn't tell anyone or report it to the police once in the 30 years that followed. She claims to now have PTSD, and she also claims that Tyson had offered girls with failing grades better grades for sexual favors. Tyson has never addressed these allegations, at least not at the time of recording this, so we're still waiting on that. Next, we have actor Anthony Rapp, who has come forward and accused Kevin Spacey of unwanted sexual advances at a party at Spacey's house when Spacey was 26 and Rapp was only 14. Rapp had been invited to and attended a nightclub party with Spacey just a few nights before the incident. Somehow Spacey had gotten the boy, who looked even younger than 14 at the time, into the VIP area. He recalls he never even showed ID and wasn't asked to at all. It was a fun time, he says, and he has no memory of being offered alcohol, so that's good, I guess. Spacey invited him to a party at his Manhattan apartment just a few days later. When he arrived, he noticed there was no one his age in attendance, and though he'd been eager to attend, he quickly grew bored. So he was unbothered with the situation, and not worried. He eventually wandered off, and wound up in the bedroom, where he sat on the edge of the bed for the rest of the night and watched TV. At one point, he turned and noticed Spacey standing in the doorway to the bedroom and realized everyone else must have gone home at that point. Rapp made a move to leave and noticed Spacey was swaying and that he appeared to be drunk. Rapp says he doesn't remember Spacey saying anything, but that Spacey picked him up kind of like a groom carrying a bride over the threshold. He was confused and didn't try to get away at first. Then Spacey collapsed onto him on top of the bed, and Rapp says he remembers him tightening his arms, but he can't remember how long. So Rapp says he was able to squirm away from him after that, and he was frozen for a moment. So he pushed his way into the bathroom and closed the door behind him. He then noticed a photo of Spacey with his arm around another man, and says he realized that Spacey must be gay. I don't know why he felt the need to mention that at that point, but okay. He then exited the bathroom after that, and went to head towards the door. And Spacey says, quote, "Are you sure you want to leave?" And Rapp replied, quote, yes, good night, and then left. He then goes into detail about how this has made him feel over the years, and how he's contemplated the fact that if he ever had to work with him, he has no idea what he would do. And how Hollywood has been complicit in all of this for years. So if you're interested in reading the rest of the article, I will link it below. Now Spacey came forward and addressed these allegations in a statement that he made that I will now show. He says he doesn't remember the incident, but feels terribly, and he also came out. The only reason I see for him picking this moment is to get sympathy. That's just what it seems like to me. So if you guys have a different opinion, you guys can leave a comment below and tell me what you think, but that's just what it seems like to me. And also House of Cards is being canceled, or they're going to kill off his character, or some such stuff because of this. And there's even more allegations at the time of me recording this. There's just too many at this point for me to even... I just didn't have time to have them all. So go check that out if you guys are interested. And then this is a nice transition into our next and last, thankfully, Hollywood sexual assault topic. Rosie O'Donnell replied to the tweet that Spacey made with a statement saying that everyone has known for years about this. And I'm just, yeah, Rosie, that's part of the problem. This leads me to this little tidbit involving Weinstein. Apparently, old Harvey has been busy for decades, and everyone just makes jokes about it, or hushes it up, or just sweeps it under the rug. These are the people that are pretending they're better than us, and that we're supposed to be looking up to them. There are role models and examples of virtuousness, except that we've all known for years now that was bullshit. Now, if you were on Twitter or Facebook in the last week or so, you've noticed the hashtag #MeToo floating around. The hashtag was started by Alyssa Milano, and was meant as a way for people to speak out about any sexual harassment or assault they had faced in light of the numerous allegations in Hollywood. Milano replied to the tweet herself with hashtag #MeToo, indicating that she'd been a victim. Then, as any innocuous tweet/statement tends to do nowadays, it generated a controversy on Twitter. Men dared to participate in the hashtag as well, coming forward with their stories. This is, as we all know, offensive in 2017. Men are not allowed to have issues, to experience horrors, and most definitely not allowed to speak out about such things. A counter hashtag was started by Benjamin Law, a journalist. Of course, it was started by a man. Why are you shocked? In current year, you're only a good man if you actively hate your own gender and work against your best interests. Only then are you acceptable, even if you're only doing it to get laid. So, hashtag #HowIWillChange was made for male feminists to grovel and virtue signal. Never mind that it was basically telling male victims to shut up. An article was written, which I will link to below, with statistics included, basically confirming what myself and every other sane person in existence has known for years. Men are not monsters. So I will link that. And then our next story is Ellen DeGeneres experienced some backlash over a sexist tweet that she made to Katy Perry. She included a picture of her ogling Katy's breasts, which, let's be real here, anyone would have done. Anyone. They're huge, and they were out there for everyone to see. The issue here, though, is that if it was a dude, he'd be accused of all sorts of things, and the story wouldn't have just died off after half a day. So, next we have Perez Hilton, made an ass of himself, as usual, on Twitter. Like many others, he claimed this tweet, which I'll show here, was making fun of blackface, which was seen as offensive because how the hell are you going to compare a demon to black people? When several people, including black people, said as much, he doubled down, saying he was, quote, sorry for being sensitive to the ways white people have historically oppressed black people, and then linked to an article about dark-skinned Satan. Good job. He began liking tweets of mine and several others that criticized him. Some of his likes led me to ask why he was liking them. And the only reply that he gave was, quote, is it a bad thing to like tweets? To which I replied that it doesn't seem to me that he was doing it for the right reasons. He didn't reply any further, just liked more tweets. He didn't even reply when someone pointed out that he'd once worn an afro wig. He just thrives on attention, be it good or bad. Now, our last topic is pretty short, regarding a series of tweets made by Brianna Wu discussing her campaign. She said if she's elected, she intends to fund a division of the FBI to investigate domestic terrorists online. Now, this was said after she mentioned Gamergate. Newsflash, Brianna. The FBI already investigated Gamergate. Nothing came of it. You're basically promising to waste time, money, and resources on a grudge. Bravo. So that's it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a shitty comment. And in any case, I'll leave a link to my channel so you guys can check it out. Peace!